Ladies and gentlemen, as I represent a sector where many of our members do not have a literal voice, the National Council of and for Persons with Disabilities is most honored to speak for them and for our general membership in these historic deliberations. As the largest minority group in the world, constituting over 15% of the world population, that is over 1 billion people with disabilities on this planet, we thank the Global Environment Facility for recognizing our stake in research and innovation by granting us a seat in this most prestigious People's Parliament. The preamble to the resolution on the Sustainable Development Goals emphasized the pledge that no one will be left behind. Unfortunately, for far too long, being left behind has been the mode of existence for persons with disabilities around the world in many facets of society. Advancements in medicine and technology has resulted in people living longer. Interestingly, this has led to a gradual increase in our sector, and the probability of developing disability increases with age. The World Health Organization highlights that people with disabilities are among the poorest of the population, are faced with a range of environmental and societal barriers to advancement. In small island developing nations such as St. Lucia, it is easy to observe what research has highlighted, that our members suffer the highest rates of unemployment, experience significant challenges in accessing healthcare, education, transportation, information, and economic participation. In the United Nations policy brief entitled A Disability Inclusive Response to COVID-19, it is stressed, everything we do during and after the COVID-19 crisis must have a strong focus on building more equal, inclusive, sustainable economies and a society that are more resilient in the face of pandemics and the many global challenges we face. Ladies, gentlemen, it is of paramount importance that catering to the needs and harnessing the talents of persons with disabilities be a key strategy in building more resilient economies. A research study by the International Labour Organization concluded the exclusion of persons with disabilities from the labor force leads to large and measurable economic losses of GDP, ranging from between 3 and 7%. It is great to see distinguished scientists from Microsoft in this forum. Microsoft has been a global leader in the inclusion of persons with disabilities, and they understand the importance that employment plays in sustainable economic growth. The world over, research and innovation has proven to be an indispensable medium by which barriers are broken and obstacles are transformed into opportunities. The Microsoft Enabler Program, the first of its kind, was launched in September 2020. It pioneers disability-inclusive workplaces across Asia-Pacific by removing the barriers in order to create a more diverse workforce. Microsoft projects that disability-inclusive employment can lead to a 1 to 7% rise in GDP in Asia-Pacific through increased economic productivity. Research shows that companies which champion the hiring of employees with disabilities achieved 28% higher revenue, double the net income, and 30% higher economic profit margins on average. Research has captured the economic costs and benefits of the exclusion and hiring of persons with disabilities in the economy, respectively. Innovation dictates that the public and private sectors should implement creative means of harnessing this untapped diverse potential because it is simply good business. Indeed, under the National Program Coordinator, Mr. Giles Romulus, who has been a champion for disability inclusion in St. Lucia, our Farmers with Disabilities Incorporated has benefited from capacity building, materials and equipment, and vital theoretical and practical skills training in natural beekeeping. The basic truth that people must eat establishes that solid investment in sustainable food production is never misplaced. Our organization is therefore extremely eager to establish, with the benevolence of Jeff, our own solar-powered aquaponics units, which have proven highly successful on island. This will empower our farmers and the trainees with disabilities, who are especially limited in mobility across rugged agricultural terrain, to harness the greater yields of this aquaponic system of vegetable production right in their backyards. Famous English theoretical physicist, the late Dr. Stephen Hawking, is regarded as one of the greatest minds of the modern era. He produced his greatest works while living with a debilitating neurological disease. Becoming completely paralyzed and losing his voice, innovation allowed him to speak through a speech-generating device and to move around in a motorized chair. He was therefore able to enjoy a successful professional career undertaking pioneering work. This famous person with disability on the world stage is a clear example of what we can achieve and the brilliance that we can express when we are given the right tools and resources. I appeal to the continued generosity of the administrators of the Jeff Small Grants Program in Dr. Hawkins' own words when he said, "We have a moral duty to remove the barriers to participation and to invest sufficient funding and expertise to unlock the vast potential of persons with disabilities." On behalf of all people with disabilities in St. Lucia, I wish to again express deepest thanks to Jeff for affording us a voice at this prominent event of leaders, and we look forward to another convening of the People's Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.